Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Kingsport mother is still missing. Layla Santinello has been missing since June 27, 2023. Witnesses state that she ran from the AmeriCorps Hotel the day before. My friend Chronicles of Olivia and I, we have been here several times searching for Layla Santinello, which bring us to places like this abandoned golf course facility. Many places like this exist across Kingsport, Tennessee, making it very difficult to find where Layla's whereabouts could be. It's places like this that keep us concerned. Where could Layla Santinello be? Is she out there somewhere? The details Chronicles of Olivia and I have found out are highly disturbing, and I can tell you, based on the information we've heard and learned, someone knows something. Where is Layla Santinello? Will anyone come forward? Will anybody be willing to tell the truth? Will anyone stand up and help the Santinello family? After running several stories about Layla Santinello, several people came forward. One of the last places Layla was seen was in this field, coming out of the woods. We have searched everywhere. We have posted flyers all over Kingsport, Tennessee, seeking answers in the disappearance of Layla Santinello. We're asking anybody with any information to please come forward. We're doing our part to search for Layla Santinello. We need the community's help. We're asking anybody and everyone, please come forward if you have any information about Layla Santinello or the people she was with the afternoon of June 27th. We are doing our part. Are you willing to do yours?
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
Well, good morning, my beautiful people of YouTube. We've got quite a bit to go over this morning before we get into the meat and potatoes of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Happy New Year's, everyone. I feel like 2025 is going to be a good year. However, I'm already like striking out, like really right before this show started. Delilah was on me. Her nails were a little long, so I'm sitting here and I'm trying to clip her nails, and she moved her paw ever so slightly, and I got a little bit of the quick of her nails, so I feel absolutely horrible. She's sitting over on her little rug, licking her paw, and I feel awful. I feel like a terrible mom. Anyway, so she yelped a little bit, but she's feeling better, but I didn't mean to clip her a little too short there. But Happy New Year, everyone. I guess that if that's the worst thing that's going to happen bringing in the new year, then we're doing pretty good, because right now we're hearing New Orleans is not doing so well this morning. Some madman decided to drive through a crowd around 3:30 in the morning and mow over quite a few people. 10 people right now are deceased. And they were just trying to ring in the new year like many of us sitting here today. We're going to go over to, we're going to do 2 articles on them and get on. I've got just a few articles before we get into our meat and potatoes of our topic of conversation today. But, you know, we're waking up this morning when we all should be celebrating the new year and waking up to this horrific crime. And while the mayor is calling it a terrorist act, we're hearing that the FBI is not. I think anybody that does anything to make people fear is a terrorist, whether they're domestic or afar. And this, I would say, is somebody that was filled with a bunch of hate, hurting innocent people, children, people that are just out having fun. I don't know if there was children. I'd have to presume that there's some children out there in New Orleans with their parents, you know, bringing in the new year, doing it responsibly and what have you. But just please keep New Orleans in your prayers. Quite frankly, I know my sister's several hours from New Orleans, but she goes to New Orleans. She's covered cases in New Orleans. And I did not hear from my mom or my sister. So I reached out to them this morning. They were not in the area. Thank God. they were safe at home, 3-4 hours away, which puts my heart at ease. But I can't imagine how many people are frantic right now, still not having answers. And that really does weigh on my mind, body, and soul. So let's just hear what's going on. This is an earlier news clip. We're going to get to an update that was provided a few minutes ago.
Thank you. Good morning. First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation. You'll hear more after me. However, I have been in direct contact with the White House, with Governor Landry, and of course, a unified command who is present here. What I'm asking at this time are prayers for those who have lost their lives in the city of New Orleans due to this tragedy. In addition to that, I'm asking the public to stay clear of 8 blocks around Bourbon Street. Stay clear from Bourbon Street, 8 blocks around. Very active, and again, a unified command is in place right now. I'm going to ask Chief Kirkpatrick to give you an update. You're then going to hear from our agent in charge relative to the FBI. So at this time, Chief Kirkpatrick.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to give you as much of the information I possibly can. We are going to give you an update a couple of times today. So we will give you just the basics this morning, all right? We had this event started at about 3:15. It did involve a man driving a pickup truck down Bourbon Street at a very fast pace, and it was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. It was not a DUI situation. This is a more complex and more serious based on the information we have right now. With respect to numbers, we have right now, and as you already know, this could change throughout the day. We do know that there are 26 injured people who are at UMC Hospital. We know we have 4 at Turo, 4 at Oshner Baptist, 1 at Tulane, but even as I was walking out the door, I believe I have an unconfirmed additional people who have been taken to other area hospitals, possibly on the east side. But we will give you as many correct numbers as we can as the day progresses. It is a very tragic situation.
And I want to embolden that. A very tragic situation indeed this is. I don't know where all of this hate is coming from. I don't know why people are doing the things that they are doing when they're upset. I don't know why they're taking it out on innocent people that had nothing whatsoever to do with them or their current situation. And just to let you know, Delilah obviously has forgiven me. She's on my lap now, licking me. If anybody doesn't know, I kind of clipped her nail too short this morning. So we're ringing in the new year, but if that's the worst thing that's going to happen to me today, then we're doing a lot better than these folks here in New Orleans.
For me to tell you that we know we have 10 people that this man killed on Bourbon Street. That is why we do not want anyone on Bourbon Street today. Wherever you see yellow tape, please do not violate this tape. This is in order to protect and stabilize the scene. We have information to a certain degree of the demographics of those who are in the hospital right now. We do not know at this point how many could be tourists versus locals, but from the information I have right now, it seems the majority are locals versus tourists.
Hey, Smiley.
What I also can tell you is that this man, this perpetrator,
Oh, thank you, Amos.
he fired on our officers. from his vehicle when he crashed his vehicle. 2 of our officers have been shot. They are stable, and we will give you an update on them.
I also heard that there were bomb-making materials inside the vehicle of this man. So it sounded like he wanted more destruction than what he got, which is very concerning. And I just want to thank the brave men and women of law enforcement that was able to stabilize this scene very quickly before it got worse. Okay, it could have been so much worse, folks. Okay, there's 10 casualties here, and God bless them and their families. But there could definitely have been a lot more. So the brave men and women, we have to give to that of diffusing and eliminating that threat.
I have yet been able to go to the hospital. I will be leaving here for us to go visit our officers. We have called in every officer that we have. We have so much appreciated our partnerships who have also offered us staff. Last night, we had over 300 officers out here. And because of the intentional mindset of this perpetrator who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did.
And I just want to say, and I'm sorry, but because there is so much misinformation when it comes to crimes with use of firearms, that it's starting to frustrate me to the point of every time these things happen. I want to ask, are we going to be banning cars now? Are we going to be putting initiatives in our Congress to ban vehicles because they can be used as a weapon by people with mental illness or people that are hateful? Are we going to be putting through legislation to ban vehicles because there are vehicles that cause mass carnage in our country intentionally? So if it's not the car's fault in this case, how can it be a firearms fault in another case? I want somebody to make this make sense to me. Make this make sense to me. Same with violence with knives. I guarantee every single one of us has a multitude of different knives in our homes. When are we going to start having legislation to ban all knives in this country because of the carnage that has come from people wielding knives? Take it for what you will. Take it for what you will. I stand where I stand.
Because of the nature and the indices that we have on the scene, and we have enough information that the FBI will be taking over this investigation. And with that, I am going to be asking, this is the assistant agent in charge. This is Agent Duncan, Special Agent Duncan. And she has taken over this case on behalf of us and the FBI. As always, we will be in partnership with all of our partners. But Agent Duncan, if you want to have a few words for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said,
we have another Aletha in the house.
We'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found. And we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what is going on. Our goal is to provide you additional information at the 11 a.m. press conference. Thank you so much, and we will be in touch.
Yes, I will say that we want our community and our visitors to continue enjoying. There's so much to enjoy about New Orleans, and we are going to make sure that our routes in the Superdome are safe today for the game. And yet we had this tragic event, and we're sorry again to everyone in our community. But we do want you to go about the day, as we say, just stay away from bourbon. Okay?
Can you elaborate on the device? You did say something about the device.
We actually are not going to be taking questions this morning until we have more information. That's why we will give you an 11 o'clock briefing.
Okay, so that was really it for that particular segment. Again, oh, thank you, Amos. I think America is too stressed and people have lost their damn minds. How do we turn this this way of thinking around? There has to be a better way. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. There's a lot of anger and hate in this country. And I have to think in this world, there's a lot of people that are being displaced across this country because their countries are failing. People are running from, poverty and crime and life-threatening situations. So I think it's an angry, is Turkey Man in? Happy New Year's, Turkey Man. This has been an angry world. And I think that usually the civilized countries are the last. I'm sorry. Hold on. She's wanting to get under her blankie, which I'm not going to complain about today. Her little paw. I hurt her little paw. I was crying. It actually made me tear up. I saw that I hurt her. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I kept holding her. I'm like, I'm sorry. Anyways, let me get back to this. But I do think it's an angry world, and I think we're a part of that. I think that all of us kind of, think about the stuff we watch, the games we play. Everything's in this day and age is so violent. It's all about money and controlling others. And that's exactly the furthest thing that most of us want, is being controlled by somebody else with power or money, right? So angry world, angry people, I don't know what makes them, I understand the anger, and I understand people wanting to be violent when not that I agree with it, but I understand people being violent when they're angry or backed into a corner or something like that. But to intentionally take it out on innocent people that did nothing to you, that's the problem I don't understand. That's the stuff I don't think I'll ever understand. True Crime Addict said they did unalive the person who did this. Yes, they did. Good morning, Smiley. Good morning, everybody that's come in. I forgot to say good morning to you. We already have 600 and some odd people here. If you are a content creator, thank you for being here. If you are a mod, moreover, thank you for being here. Thank you for your service. Happy New Year's to all. It's just a sad world, sad state of affairs that we're in. And I wish people would choose love over hate. But you guys see, even on our platform here on YouTube, people prefer the drama, the vitriol, the hate, the vindictiveness, more than they do, good, wholesome stuff. We experience it. We see it every single day here on this platform. What makes you think the real world is not similar in nature? It is. KJ3 says you would need the capacity to understand first that will never happen. You're small-minded and void of ability. I don't know who you are referring to that, but we don't talk like that in this chat room. We treat everybody with dignity and respect. And if you can't debate the issues and start debating the people, we boot you. It is a right to be in this, or it's a privilege to be in my chat. It's not a right. Other people, they keep their chat open to everybody. We keep our chat open to people that follow the rules. So KJ3, I would please ask that you follow the rules of this chat. And if you can't, be an adult and remove yourself so you don't get blocked, because we are not, babysitters here. But we do have rules that are here to or for our audience. I could care less what you think about me. It ain't going to make me sleep any different tonight than it did last night, right? So you're not hurting my feelings, but I will not let you or anybody disrupt the chat. This is good versus evil. I agree with that. Denise, Happy New Year's to you. Sonia, thank you for the super chat. Oh, let me go to the super chats. Oh, thank you guys. Melanie, God bless you. Thank you so much. Saying Happy New Year's to everyone. Holly, thank you so much. Amos, a 1 month member. Thank you for being a member. Donated 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. Oh, good gracious. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Amos Liz, thank you. Where are we at? We're at Grace Upon Grace. Thank you so much, love. Juicy Jello, Lady 7 Up. Happy New Year's. Smiley's World. This is sad. Prayers to the families, friends, and entire community. Also for Sebastian's return. Amen for that. Amen for that. Amos Liz says, I think America's too stressed and people have lost their damn minds. How do we turn this around? There has to be a way. And I agree with that, but I don't know what that way is, because happiness comes from within. How do we instill happiness into unhappy people? You know, I mean, look at KJ3 this morning, right? Starting the new year, could wake up on the right side of the bed, could have positive things, could be a positive person, but sure, it chooses negativity. You know, why? I don't know why. It could be mental illness. It could be just unhappy with life. It could be, not happy with themselves. I'm not sure what makes people do that, because in general, I'm fairly, just a, not necessarily happy or sad. I'm just even keel, right? So I don't understand that. I don't. Even when I was angry before, I would never intentionally hurt anybody. I don't think anybody in my audience, I think we've all been very angry. I think we've been so angry we could have spit nails. But the last thing on our mind was hurting, innocent individuals. I mean, we may dream about doing something to somebody that made us mad, right? But we don't act on it, and we don't drag innocent people into it. So I don't know what makes people do that. I guess that would be something we should probably look into and study a little bit. Happy New Year's, Luna Lovania. It's hard. Livy, it's nice to see you. Oh, our beautiful unicorn Indiana is up in the house. It's nice to see you, love bug. Good morning, Karen. Lisa be always. Linda says, Lord, the world needs Jesus. We who know Jesus know the peace he gives to our soul. Amen to that. Bliss Blessing says the perpetrators' names should never be released. They focus so much on the perpetrator. Maybe if they stop saying their names, it will reduce. You would think that, but even if they didn't say their name, just the news from it. Some of these people just care about making the news, that's their, I don't know, dying wish, I guess. I don't know. It's a little odd for me. But I wish if they're going to publicize this, I wish they would publicize, I think if they did things like, I mean, it sounds barbaric. I know it does. And I hate thinking like this, or that we ever even need to entertain something. But, back in the days, they did public hangings. They did public hangings in public square for people, and everybody in the community came out and watched. And that's kids all came out and watched. And you know what? They didn't have that much crime. And then we say, oh my gosh, this is too much for the humans to be able to deal with. This is inhumane, blah, 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 blah. Then we start putting our hearts on our sleeves. Next thing you know, you got people running, mowing people down. And this guy's probably, if he had lived, would have spent the rest of his life in jail. And we would have had to spend our taxpayers' money, but trust me, it's about $120,000 per inmate, to house them for a year. I want you to know how much this is sucking the life out of our tax money. If they're never going to get out of jail, and they're never going to have a life, I don't understand. But whatever. That's just my brain. I clipped my fur baby too short one time, and oh my gosh, it was everywhere. I was running around the house screaming and crying. It was, she didn't bleed that much, but I could tell I hurt her, and it's like, she is my baby. Like, she's never even been in trouble. Like, she's never really even had I think maybe I've taken a finger. I can't remember what she did. She did something. And I went, stop that, I mean, that's to the extent, like, she's never had pain. Even when the dogs attacked her, I put myself in front of the dogs. They never actually got a hold of her. They never bit her. They never hurt her. She's never been hurt. Like, this is her first experience with pain, and it's breaking my heart. And it's just a little, little nip. But it just breaks my heart. See, everybody, see, my mommy cut my nail too short this morning, and I'm kind of just, I don't know how to think, but I'm doing good. I'm not crying or anything. I'm being a big girl about it, but she clipped my nail a little too short. And then she grabbed me and held me. I didn't quite understand why she was crying, but she was holding me so tight. I think she was sorry. Little baby angel. My precious little baby angel. All right. So let's get on to the next one. Sorry, I just wanted to take a dovetail, see what you guys were saying in chat. It's nice to see you. Oh, Mickey Shell. I hear it's your birthday today. So we already gave you a big warm shout out and happy birthday before you got here. So you missed your own birthday party. I just thought I would throw that out there for you. Oh my gosh, Bobby. Thank you so much. We will open the phones. Oh, look at you guys. You guys are so sweet. Much love. 2025, the year of Sebastian. I truly believe it's the year of Sebastian. Absolutely. Lois, thank you so much. God bless you all for being here. Thank you all for the love and the support. It makes me feel very, very happy. It makes me feel like we're doing the right thing, not just for the case, but for our people here in the that watch our channel, right? So I do appreciate it. Happy New Year's, everyone. I wanted to see what Mickey Shell says. She didn't know. Oh, Miss Tiffany Black's in the chat. You're the recipient of the shirt. Congratulations, my love. So, and she did. Sonia has this little. I got to see a picture of it. I didn't know how she selected her. The winner. And she's got this little wheel, and she puts y'all's names on it and spins the wheel. I thought that was clever. That's really sweet. Thank you so much for your love and support, Sonia. Thank you so much, Miss Tiffany. You are the recipient. I hope you enjoy it. Did you hear certain creators last night blame? Yeah, we're going to get into that, Shayna. We're going to get into that. I just got a couple more little things to go over. So let me get through these real quick. We got another little interview or whatever from later about the situation out there. I just pulled it up. I thought it was just a few minutes ago, 55 minutes ago. I think that's the one we just did. Let's see if it's the one we just did. Yeah, it's the one we just did. So we did the updated one. We don't have any new information on the case at hand, but we do have some photos. Jennifer Coffindaffer is following this case. She's the one. To be honest with you, you know how I heard about this? It's because I'm friends. I'm friends and I have this stuff with Brian Inton from Gabby Petito. And so I've been following Brian Inton, but I haven't seen a whole lot of posts on X that I've been following with Brian Inton. And the first thing that popped up this morning when I came into X was Brian Inton's post. And so I'm like, what happened? And so I started researching. The next thing I saw was Jennifer Coffindaffer. And that's when I realized there was an IED in the vehicle. Look at that vehicle. That whole hood of his truck is just shredded. That is just, I just can't, for the life of me, understand why anybody would want to hurt people. Look at that hood. Look at that hood. And so it looks like the man inside of the truck has succumbed to their injuries due to the quick action of law enforcement with boots on the ground. This next one is another case that's kind of active and ongoing out of Wisconsin. This is a man that has been, he was a convicted felon, and now there's multiple children and an adult deceased. And this man is on the run and they're trying to locate him. And his name is Vigil Thu. He's 47 years old. That's him right there. I'm just going to read a little bit of the article because we need to be on the lookout for this man right here. If you've seen him, Wisconsin authorities are searching for a convicted felon after 2 children and an adult were found dead. This is the New Lisbon Police Department. Said a child went missing Sunday night and was last seen with Vigil G. Thu, 47. On Monday morning, police learned another child was missing. A few hours later, officials said 2 children and an adult were found dead inside a home on West Bridge Street. It is unclear if the 2 children were the ones that were reported missing. I can almost guarantee that they were because they were last seen with him. The Wisconsin State Crime Lab, Genoa County Sheriff's Office, and Monroe County Sheriff's Department processed the home. Thu has been identified as the person of interest, according to police. He is wanted in Wisconsin by probation and parole and should be considered armed and dangerous. He looks like a putz. Hardly a guy armed and dangerous, and that's what's so scary about this man. Parole records show he's currently on active community supervision. Thu has been convicted of committing dozens of felonies, including possession of a firearm as a felony, burglary, and theft. I don't know why he is out of jail. He's been in and out of jail every year since 1995 and was paroled in 2012. Career criminals don't change, y'all, but I want you guys to see it. 2 children and an adult are deceased at the hands of this man, and he needs to be brought to justice immediately. This is a nationwide search for Vigil Thu, 47 years old. Again, this is what he looks like. Here is another picture of him with glasses. If you have seen this man, he looks normal, okay? And far from normal. He is armed and dangerous and a dangerous murderer. A dangerous murderer that took the lives of 2 children. Here's some more photos. I'm not going to read this article, but I wanted you guys to see this. It's going to have a little bit of a commercial, so just bear with it. Oh, you guys probably can't hear. Hold on. I forgot it lost its sound. Hold on a second. Let me present this again. Let me stop it. I don't know why it does that when I go over to X, but sometimes it drops my audio. And this one it did too. Okay.
We continue our coverage of that breaking news out of Genoa County, where right now police are searching for a man they say is a person of interest in the deaths of 3 people. The bodies of an adult and 2 juveniles were found yesterday evening around 4:30 at a home on Westbridge Street in New Lisbon. Authorities say the case may be tied to 2 missing juveniles last seen with this man who is on your screen right now, 47-year-old Vigil Thu. He is a person of interest in the deaths. Thu is considered armed and dangerous. He is 5'10" and weighs about 150 pounds. He was last seen wearing a dark-colored down coat, blue jeans, and a hat. Grace Hodek has been at the scene for us on West Bridge Street. And Grace, what new information are police sharing now?
New Lisbon police believe Vigil Thu, the person of interest in the death of 3 people, was previously with 2 juveniles. At this time, officials are not sharing the identities of those who died, but we do know it was 2 juveniles and 1 adult found dead here Monday evening. You can see the area still being blocked off by police tape. Officials frequently going in and out of this trailer in the street across the home. What we know right now is the Genoa County Sheriff's Office was contacted by officials in Monroe County Sunday night about a missing juvenile last seen with Thu. As they were searching, they were made aware on Monday of another missing juvenile, this one from New Lisbon. It was later that day that officials found 2 juveniles and 1 adult dead inside this home in New Lisbon. Police haven't confirmed if the 2 juveniles found dead were the 2 missing out of Monroe and Juneau counties. Thu is considered to be armed and dangerous. If you see him, do not approach him. Officials say this photo of Thu is circulating online. It was taken off a trail camera on Sunday. Thu is currently wanted through.
So it sounds like he's out in the woods. So if you guys are in this area, do not approach any people out in the woods, but he might be out in the woods. laying low.
Wisconsin probation and parole. Court records show Thu has had 3 burglary theft case convictions in the mid-90s. The New Lisbon Police Department is investigating. It says it will release updated information and will have you covered as it's available. Reporting in Juneau County.
Okay, so there you guys have that. We also have an update. I want to share this. Hopefully I didn't lose if I did lose my stuff. You guys know we have been covering Caleb Collins from Alabama. We haven't been taking a deep dive in it, but I've been keeping my audience up to date about the family, about what's going on in this particular matter. If you don't know, there he is. He's now the new breaking news in this case is which many of us had believed for a little minute, that he is deceased. They have not located him yet, but they do believe that he's gone. And they have now arrested his mother. If you guys remember, his father loaded up his sister, which is the photo next to him, his older sister, his mother, and his father were in a car wreck. And it appears that the father loaded all of these people up in the car and drove the car into a tree, unaliving himself and his baby daughter. And his wife survived in critical condition. The grandfather was arrested a week after the accident because they could not produce the baby, Caleb Collins. And now the mom is now under arrest. So she's obviously going to survive her injuries and is now going to be held accountable or to account for where her son is, along with, again, the grandfather of this beautiful baby is also behind bars for failing to report the child missing. And he is he can be out with $100,000. They set his bond to $100,000. So he is officially, for the books, considered deceased, and his mother is now under arrest along with the grandfather. His father and his sister are deceased from this car wreck. So we'll be monitoring this case and keeping you guys abreast of any information that is going on. I think this is
breaking news tonight at 6. A former Charlotte County Sheriff's deputy is now accused of killing at least 2 women back in the 1970s, but walked free, putting other women in danger for decades. John Greer died in a healthcare facility in Tennessee this year and never faced justice.
Greer is also accused of raping a teenager in the department's Explorer program. NBC2's Rachel Whalen is live in Charlotte County tonight, where deputies finally cracked this case.
This is where Adele Easterly died here back in 1979 while working at this store. At the time, it was called the Farm Store. 45 years later, Charlotte County Sheriff's Office says they now believe the man who did this was a deputy and could also be responsible for the deaths of other women, including his own wife. John Greer served with the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office from 1979 to 1980, but Detective Mike Gandy refuses to call them one of their own.
I consider this guy an opportunist who used the uniform, who used his authority, and he used his power to prey on innocent females.
Last April,
good morning,
Gandy
Merle's
says
mom.
Greer finally confessed to killing Adele Easterly. But it took detectives a long road to get here.
But remember, this is a police officer, and he knew how not to leave evidence, and he knew these things.
The case was brought back to life in 2016 when a former sheriff explorer came forward. She said Greer raped her and told her, quote, "Ask them dead expletives like Adele Easterly what happens when they say no to me." However, detectives said they still didn't have enough to arrest him.
This was not the only.
Wow. This officer was a predator back in the early 70s. I was born in 1979. So this was, as far as memory wise, before my time, so to speak. But to think that this happened, and how many more unsolved cases were at the hands of law enforcement during that time. I mean, the 80s and 90s were a very corrupt time in this country when it came to our law enforcement. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It didn't start to subside until the early 2000s. It's hard to believe that we had corruption, widespread corruption in this country, in our law enforcement that soon. You know, it's not back in the 20s or 30s. No, we're talking about the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Never enough to arrest. Oh, Judy Jones, thank you for becoming the newest member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club.
Case we were working on at that time. We solved 2 in the middle of working on this one. If they were easy, they'd already be solved. It takes a lot of work.
71 days before.
And we have to remember, law enforcement, they have to show the evidence. We can speculate, we can have our theories, and our theories may be spot on, right? We may be 100% accurate in everything that we say, but if we don't have the evidence to prove the accuracy of those theories, these cases cannot be successful in a criminal court.
Adele's murder, Greer's wife, Jackie, was found dead in their home on LaBelle Street in Punta Gorda. At the time, it was ruled a suicide. Now detectives believe John was responsible for her death, too.
Yes, because
So here in Florida, it sounds like this guy, I'm sorry, where I'm sitting, sounds like he was a serial unaliver. He was right up there. I mean, we're talking about multiple women here. He's right up there with the Gilgo Beach guy, Rex Heuermann.
it just wasn't right to the way they found the mother. And she would never leave that child.
Teresa Goodray's mother owned the house Jackie died in. She said the Greers had a little boy who was deaf.
My mother thought she was such a nice person and very good with her son. And my mother just fell in love with the little boy because he was so cute.
While she's thankful a family has answers, Teresa says she's angry Greer was never brought to justice. He died in a Tennessee nursing home shortly after deputies interviewed him.
He deserved to have gone to jail prior to this a long time ago.
Absolutely. I wish we could have caught him sooner.
The sheriff's office believes there are more victims out there. 2 women mysteriously died while Greer was on the force, so they are asking anyone to come forward.
So if you guys are in Florida, you guys were in the Punta Gorda, Charlotte area, this is where it's happening, Charlotte County, Florida. Okay, this is from the 70s and 80s, late 70s, early 80s. If you guys were in this area, you recognize this man, you were a victim or know a victim, let them know, please come forward. They're looking for any and all information related to this case. Oh, what's going on with Esther? I heard awesome. Like BTK, yeah, truth and justice. My daughter graduates this year. Oh, yeah. Congratulations. It's time for Mr. Numbnuts and Miss Stingle Dwarf to produce Sebastian. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button as you're coming in. We have 732 people. It looks like we're at 324 some odd likes. Get those likes up. One of the few people I watch on here, I just want to say thank you for what you do for these parents. Oh, thank you, Denise. Thank you. Oh, look at that. 31 months. B. Betty fans married to Bullhorn Betty. 31 months. Congratulations. Happy anniversary, babe. Mwah. Thank you for being a great and wonderful, loving supporter of the Bullhorn Betty channel. Oh, good gracious. Makes me nervous, but she's not for corruption. Oh, no. Okay, let's finish this up. I got 2 more little stories to tell you, and then we'll get on to the meat and potatoes.
Worked for several agencies in Florida after resigning from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, including Punta Gorda Police Department.
Woo! More agencies he worked for. Those need to take a deep dive. Punta Gorda.
Rachel, I don't want to second guess these detectives. It seemed like there was a lot of evidence to charge him earlier when he was alive. I just feel terrible for those families.
Yeah, we asked the detectives that question. They said, hey, look, this was a guy who used to be a police officer. He knows how to hide evidence. It took them a long time to gather all of that. Once they finally felt like they had a case, unfortunately, they learned that he was close to death, and that is just how it timed out before they were able to speak with him.
Okay. Wow. So they just couldn't do it because he was coming. I don't care. Drag that sick man into court. You know, when you do something like that to women, I don't care if you're on your freaking deathbed. Those victims have a right to have their justice. This is one that I'm going to be monitoring because this is a new police investigation. There's been a body found near Old Juno Beach Pier in Florida. We don't know what's going on. A body discovered early Tuesday morning on Old Juno Beach Pier has prompted an intensive police investigation in the Pelican Lake area. The Juno Beach Police Department and medical examiners were at the scene, located at the intersection of Ocean Drive and Old Town Lane. As reported by WPTV, the body, whose identity and gender remains undisclosed, was quickly removed by medical examiner's office. As the mystery deepens, authorities were also observed deploying dive teams in the water of Pelican Lake. The area cordoned off with crime scene tape became the focal point of an ongoing investigation with multiple police vehicles in attendance. Details on the circumstances leading to the person's death are currently scarce, but Juno Beach Police Department is actively working the case. An update was shared by PBF, confirming the heavy police presence, but also waiting further details from local authorities. WPTV reached out to Juno Police Department for more information, but they have not been provided any comments on the investigation. The cause of death has not yet been determined. So we have a lot of weird stuff going on here in the state of Florida. Last article on the state of Florida is the Dozier's School for Boys. This has came into the spotlight several years ago, outlining the atrocities of how these kids were taken care of. They didn't and treated. And many people did not realize that there were many boys. I think there was over 20 of them that were buried in unmarked graves. Their families didn't even know that they expired at the school. They were never told. Hundreds applied for restitution for abuse suffered at a Florida reform school. Hundreds of people who say they suffered physical and SA at two state-run reform schools in Florida are in line to receive tens of thousands of dollars in restitution from the state after Florida lawmakers formally apologized for the horror they endured as children more than 50 years ago. At its peak in the Jim Crow 1960s, 500 boys were housed at what was known as the Dozier School for Boys, most of them for minor offenses such as petty theft, truancy, running away from home. Orphaned or abandoned children were also sent to the school, which was open for more than a century. Guys, 100 years, nearly 100 years. In recent years, hundreds of men have come forward to recount the brutal beatings, SA, death, and disappearance at the notorious school in the Panhandle in the town of Marianna. You know what was also in the town of Marianna? One of our federal prisons, which scares the shit out of me. Nearly 100 boys died between the 1900s and 1973. Dozens of boys, over 100 boys, or nearly 100 boys died in a 73-year. That means almost 2 children per year, not quite, but every year a child died at Dozier. Some of them from firearm wounds, some of them from blunt force trauma. Wow. Some of these boys' bodies were shipped back home. Others were buried in unmarked graves, and researchers only recently uncovered them. And they have been identifying them over the last few years, and we've been seeing articles about that. So I just wanted to share that with you, that if you know of anybody, there is restitution, there is help for you with this. If you have experienced any type of family member that was involved, there is restitution out there from our government, and it has already been passed. So please supply or provide your application for that however you guys can, right? So that's really it. Now, this is a new person. I've never heard of him before. Oh, what did we pass? Oh, Bobby. God bless you, Bobby. Thank you so much for your generosity today. I really appreciate it. Oh, Merle's mom. I would say welcome to this crazy crew, but you've been part of the family for a while. So welcome back to the insane asylum. I've got your padded room right next to mine. Girl, Lee, Betty, hun. It's Misty Fisher, Sebastian's Army. Oh, thank you. Thank you. SPED teacher saying Happy New Year's. It's nice to see you. Thank you all. You guys have been so generous and so kind. Thank you so very, very, very much. I do appreciate it all. I hope everybody feels the love this New Year's, as much love as I'm feeling from all of you. This man here, he's new to the platform, it appears. I don't know how long he's been on here. He just came across my feed because many of you, it's called Kev Talks Everything. And he came across my feed because people were sending it to me and saying, hey, oh, thank you, Star. Star gifted 1 Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Star thank you. I'm going to have to remember Girl Lee, though. I'm going to have to remember you that you're Misty. It's going to take me a minute, so just bear with me if I forget. So I thought it was really special. I wanted to give him a plug. I really do, because it seemed like he was talking from his heart, and he did give Betty a plug, right? He gave Betty a plug. So I do appreciate it. Thank you for all you do. So all you guys can hear this, and then we'll get on to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
But I want to say something to you, critics that don't want Sebastian Rogers found. We will find Sebastian Rogers, and you will be found. By Dog, the bounty hunter. Book it. Because you communicated threats. That's something you don't do. And then you want to lie and say, well, it's not real life. When you're sending emails to people and you are threatening them, that is now considered real life threat. So take that as you want. And I want to thank Bullhorn Betty for doing all the great shows that she's done, and Mr. and Mrs. E's True Crime podcast. I try to listen to them. You know, theirs is so long. I don't have a lot of, I just don't have that much time to listen to the full videos and stuff. But they are really good.
Our trick is, Kev, we wait for the clip channels to clip all the good stuff, because we got a lot of good clip channels now that really do help with these cases. So, Kev, thanks so much for the plug. I appreciate you. You have no idea how wonderful it is to have good people on this platform doing this stuff for the right reasons, not for the distractions, not for the chaos, not for the financial gains of causing the chaos and the distractions. So if you guys have not been over there, please consider going over there. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. I'm going to go back over all of the super chats and super stickers here in just a second, so we can make sure we thank everybody that's been participating. I do appreciate it. We will open the phone lines up for an hour after the end of this show, so you guys can chat about what we discussed, in case I missed, which I miss a lot of your comments in chat because I'm running the show. So I apologize about that, but don't ever forget, I am watching. I do go back and listen, and my mods also always send me important stuff that you guys post in the chat. So we've got a fairly decent system around here. I'm not going to say it's a perfect system, but it's what we got. It's what we got. What is Kev's channel? Oh, I just closed that out. I'm sorry. I should have probably put it in the chat. I'm sorry about that. Maybe one of my mods can grab the link. It's let me just see. Actually, I'll just grab the link. Hold on a second. Oh, good gracious. Delilah's gassy. Woo, girl. Wipe that butt. That's some funk. That's some funk. Good gracious, girl. I should not be complaining, right? Because, okay, it's Kev Talks Everything. Hold on here. Let me put him back. Here we go. Control C. I'll stick it in chat. If somebody hasn't already, I'll stick it in chat. There we go. Oh, thank you. 2025 is Sebastian's year. I truly believe answers are coming. Amos, Liz, I do too. I absolutely believe answers are coming in 2025. I've been trying to be encouraging to Seth and let him know that I really think this is going to be the year. All he cares about is having his son back home with him. I can tell you that. That is the only thing he cares about. It's the only thing he wants. He doesn't care about this nonsense. Somebody was talking about, you know, what is going on in with what they're trying to do to him. He doesn't care. I mean, think about the desperation. You're trying to what? Show that your clients can't be, or your people can't be guilty because somehow this father has been injured on the job. I mean, think about the desperation of the arguments they're bringing up now, which more solidifies the nonsense going behind the scenes in their own camp. I know it's chaotic. I know that there's things going on. I know for a fact at this point, because everything is leaning that there's something going on behind the scenes, from law enforcement opening up the communications with Seth to this horrible disinformation and misinformation that we put a kibosh on very quickly. A whole bunch of us came together and put a kibosh on this misinformation and disinformation campaign. It wasn't working. Mama Socks comes out with all this pedo crap again. Now you got the stepfather going on panels. We're hearing that this is truly a criminal investigation. The mother has clammed up, stopped cooperating, and invoked her right to remain silent, which is not looking good for them. And now they're starting to hit back with the same nonsense that they were trying to hit Seth with, 2 or 3 months ago. Like, how desperate can one camp get? Obviously, we're on to something. Obviously, something's going on behind their scenes that they don't want to talk to us about, and it's making people a little rocky. So I really don't care what they say, and Seth is absolutely right. Who cares? It's not helping find his son. He could care less. Let them keep talking and trying to run their distractions, but it ain't helping him find his son. It ain't helping them clear the mom and stepfather. As a matter of fact, it's solidifying what we think and what we believe about the case because of their shenanigans and nonsense. So at this point, who cares? I'm not going to address it because it's a nothing burger. It's absolutely nothing burger. These people have never gotten a damn thing right. They're every time they bring up these horrible things, they're debunked within a week or two. So it's like, all it is for clicks and views and monetary purposes. It has no bearing on this case. It has no bearing on helping find Sebastian. And why is anybody focusing at it? Change the tune, change the channel, change the talk, right? Because their talk is not doing anything. What is it? At the end of the day, how does it have anything to do with Sebastian or why he's disappeared? Now, the behaviors of the mom and stepdad, where this child disappeared from, yeah, those things matter. Why? Because right now they're going through Seth's entire life and bringing up stuff that doesn't even have anything to do with the time frame related to it. But nobody can know the alibi of the Yahoo, the stepfather. Yeah, that's not a distraction at all. Oh, good gracious. That's not a distraction at all. Not a distraction at all, right? I don't have time for it. Neither does this channel. Okay. We have bigger things to do, like trying to help find a 15-year-old boy that's turned 16 and was not home for his sweet 16th birthday. I could care less what they think they got Seth on. And you know what? Even with the new distraction of this federal case against some of these yahoos, if it's not a big deal and a nothing burger, why are they spending so much time talking about it? You don't see me spending all this time talking about it. Why? Because I know it's going to proceed through the courts as it's supposed to proceed through the courts, no matter what this dillhole says. So if he wasn't worried about it, then why is he always talking about it? Seems like it's on his mind quite a bit, don't you think? Seems like it's bothering him, don't you think? Because we don't talk about things that don't matter to us. We gloss over them. Think about all the people that talk about me. You don't see me coming up here and talking about every single thing that people talk about. Why? Because it doesn't bother me. It's not true. I could care less. Just like Seth said, who cares, right? Who cares? We have bigger fish to fry. And that's finding his son. So that's where we're at. So the topic of conversation when it comes to this 16-year-old boy, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, that disappeared from inside his locked home with only his mother when he was 15, and it was February 26, 2024. I actually believe he disappeared on February 25th before his mother went to sleep. That's just my personal opinion. my take on it. Do your own research and fact finding to come up with your conclusion as to what you believe happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I just outlined a lot of stuff that's just broken down from the 5 CPS reports to them trying to get rid of Sebastian since October of 2022. Now we're learning that it's possible that CP's truck was in the area at the time this child disappeared. I feel like things are closing in. We've got, a mom invoking her right to remain silent, which is never a good sign. 10 months later, it sounds to me like law enforcement has kind of put the screws to them, because that's really the only reason why somebody would shut down. Is if something happened behind the scenes, in my opinion, but we don't know. Nobody's telling us this. We're only going off behaviors and actions, which I just happen to monitor. The majority of my show is based upon people's behaviors and actions. And we derive a lot of information by people's behaviors and actions. So when I'm looking at the behaviors and actions of the mom, the stepfather, and the clan of misfits that they choose to employ and or elicit for help to cause damage control, intimidate people, and harass people into compliance, is falling a little short in this situation, because it's clear that something more is going on behind the scenes. To me, it feels like, just to me, with the invoking of the rights to remain silent and CP going on a panel and him being on video trying to show he's searching, I think that the noose is really tight. Okay, this is what these behaviors are telling me, that something is really pressuring the mom and stepdad to act this way and to bring people in. Okay. Just based upon everything I've outlined. Now, do I have facts to support that? No, I don't. The only things that I have to support anything is just showing you the behaviors and why those behaviors mean what I think they mean. Does it mean that they mean what I think they mean? Of course not. It's my thought. It's the way I process information. It's how I analyze information. And these behaviors and actions from these people are showing me something more is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Okay. So just be cognizant of that. Be vigilant of that. Listen very carefully. Screenshot the information. Something's coming out. Something's going to break. People are not going to be able to keep their lips sealed. They're going to hear from this person, hear from that person. They're going to be understanding what's really going on, and they're going to start leaking that. And it's mostly going to be in chats and other things. So be vigilant when you're in these chat rooms. You listen to what people are saying and you pay attention to the chat. I can't when I'm running the live, because I obviously have to be able to think what I'm trying to say. And sometimes reading the chat can be very difficult. Did you see where they put Seth? If they put Seth's social security number out, somebody needs to be going in there and reporting that. That is an absolute violation of the terms of service of any online platform, any of them. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So if you ever see somebody's legit number, you report them. That is serious stuff. You can get that is as bad as showing a driver's license. You can have your account completely and utterly terminated. You will never be able to come back on this platform. If you see people doing that, you need to report them immediately and report them in the droves. So if you guys have seen that, report it. This is why it's so important to be copying these URL links. So if they privatize them, you can still report them to the YouTube. There's enough cases going on. I wouldn't worry about it. It's going to come out. Some of these people are going to be losing their channels when this is all said and done anyways, because of these shenanigans. And I think that it's just going to be one of these things we just got to get to the end. I'm not worried. Don't worry about what this Yahoo unscrupulous PI is saying. If he really had it like he thinks he has it, then he wouldn't be talking about it. He would just be sitting there smiling in the background, waiting for it all to happen so he can come out and say it, right? But no, he's trying to drive very hard a message to show that he has no culpability, and his culpability is in his Twitter. Go through his X account. You will see how unprofessional this man is. And now we have people in the community of Stafford Court saying that he's been threatening them, harassing them, and intimidating them. So again, it's starting to boil over for him, and I doubt in 2 years he's going to even have a PI license. So just take it for what you will. You don't see me harping on it. You don't see me doing a whole bunch of shows on it. I'm just going to sit back and wait until it happens and come out and tell you, remember on January 1st, 2025, whenever I said this, right? We're not going to harp on it. And we're not going to be making posts and videos and, going on for days and days and days about it. We're just going to sit back and we're going to wait until it happens. And we're going to say, see, that's why you don't do the shit that you say you're going to do. So that's kind of where we are with all of this. Now, what is this whole this boy, that boy type of thing all about? Okay. It is the way, as you guys can see, we do have a poll. If you haven't participated in the poll, please consider doing that. And it's asking you whether you think KP and CP have spoken or described Sebastian well. And it's a yes or no question. Please don't forget to take the poll. Before we get started on this segment and before we start showing the videos, I'm going to go through our super chats one more time and thank everybody that has participated this morning. Melanie, Holly, Amos, Liz, we've already went over you guys, so I'm just going to briefly go through until we get to the ones we haven't seen yet. Amos, thank you again. If you guys received your Bullhorn Betty membership, please don't forget to tell all the people that give you your membership thank you, okay? Because they didn't have to do that. That is a gift from them to you for me, for the benefit of me, right? So don't forget to thank them. Juicy Jello, thank you so much. Our beautiful Lady 7-Up saying Happy New Year's. We got Smiley's World up in here. Thank you, Smiley, by the way. I know you went through quite a bit this last year as well, and I hope you have an amazing new year. 2025 is going to be our year. I really, truly believe that. Amos Liz, thank you again for your contribution. Our beautiful Bobby, wow, just wow. Karma, much love, Betty. 2025, year 2025, the year of Sebastian. I absolutely believe that wholeheartedly. Lori gifted one Bullhorn Betty membership. Don't forget to say thank you. I miss Mally Cat. Blessings for the New Year's. Not a day goes by I don't pray for Sebastian's return. Thank you, Betty, for all you do. Thank you so much. Our beautiful Alicia, 2-month member. Thank you so much. We acquired Shayna. Thank you to thank you for becoming a member of the coffee club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. We've got Wednesday's news up in the house. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Judy Jones became the newest member of this crazy crew we call the coffee club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Our beautiful B, Betty, OMG, 31 months. 31 months. She's married to me at this point. Bobby, thank you again. Our beautiful Merle's mom, thank you for becoming the newest member. She's got the padded room next to mine. Girl Lee, it's nice to see you. It's Misty. It's Misty. Oh, look at this. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Happy New Year's to you too. Happy New Year's to you too. Star gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. Thank you so very much. Suzanne says, praying for the best year for all. Many blessings in 2025. I truly believe 2025 is our year. I believe it's Sebastian's year. I truly believe that. I would not post it if I didn't. I believe that this is the year for Sebastian. We're going to learn what happened to Sebastian. We are going to hopefully bring this boy home and bring him home safe. We are always going to be hoping that. We're always going to hope that what we feel deep in our gut is wrong. And we're not going to give up that fight until he's brought home or we know what happened to him. Amos, thank you so much. 2025 is Sebastian's year. I truly believe answers are coming. Our beautiful shining star, shining bright. Stacy, thank you so much. Sebastian will be home soon. Good always beats evil. Thank you for that. Yes, Seth, stay strong. Sending love, light to all. Happy 2025. Our beautiful Valerie, 3-month member. In my opinion, all we want is for Sebastian to come home. Amen to that. And our beautiful Bobby. Wow, Bobby, you've been showering me with love today. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Thank you all who have participated. We will be opening the phone lines at the end of the show. So let's start the show. So what is this boy all about? It's one thing. I don't know. I know a lot of you J for J, did it, BHB? Well, slam her ass and take her channel. You cannot put somebody's social security number out there. That is a huge, huge no. So if she's really doing it and she still has it up, you guys all need to be over there. You wouldn't want that happening to you. I don't care if you're a hate channel or not. You don't want your that private information being out on the streets of YouTube. That is reckless. That is dangerous, and shame on that lady. She, like I told you, she's a dirty woman. I didn't think she was like this, but after I found out what I found out, I know she's dirty, and she has this facade about her, and she has this way of doing smokes and mirrors for people not to know that she is as dirty and nasty as she is. She's done a lot of damage behind the scenes. She's done a lot of damage in cases for a long time. And if she's throwing out somebody's social security number, she does not want me throwing out hers, right? But I will open a new channel and get all of her personal information, which I have in my possession, custody, and control from the multitude of, actual private investigators I've hired, right? So I don't want to hear this. If you don't want it done to you, don't do it to others. Because there's a lot of people that hold a lot of information about people on these platforms just because of the nastiness that goes on these platforms, but you don't see people throwing all that shit out there and throwing all that information out there on you. Just saying. Just saying. Do unto others as you wish would be done to you, but when you start doing crap like that, you don't cry victim. You don't cry victim when it happens to you because you dirty butt did it to somebody else, and karma is just desserts. Sorry, it just is. I am a Christian lady here, but I'm a fair lady. People keep thinking that because I'm a Christian lady, I can't be angry. I can't tell somebody where to go and how to get there. I'm not that type of Christian. That's why I go to church, right? Because each and every day I want to be better than I was the day before. It doesn't make me a perfect person, and it doesn't change my humanity in me. So one thing I was going over when I was going over, I've been watching, trying to get out a little more. Many of y'all, thank you, Feisty Mama. Feisty Mama just gifted 1 Bullhorn Betty membership. I appreciate that. So one of the things I haven't been doing in a while, it's kind of because I was working so hard. I had my own personal things going on here, life, real life stuff going on. So I haven't really been into a whole lot of people's chat rooms and stuff like that. Well, here recently, everybody's been working together, like Justin for All, Smiley's World, Granny's on here, Granny's Crime Busters. We've got Crime Time Buzz. We have Mr. and Mrs. E, Brittany J. We have all of these good creators that are now coming together to work for the benefit of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So I have been trying to work very diligently to make sure that if I'm here and one of these good content creators are live, including Jennifer Coffindaffer, even if it's not a case that I'm necessarily covering, I want to go in there and I want to show my love and support for the creators that we have, because guys, you got to understand this. The bad creators, even if it's not a topic that we're discussing right now, we've got to support our good creators on here, even in cases that we're not covering or we don't really have interest, because they're the reason why when things get crazy and all of this chaos goes on, they are the staples for this, for these cases. They are the go-tos for these cases. And we want to make sure that their voice is high and has a lot of reach. And we do that by supporting them, even when they're not covering, say, the Sebastian Rogers case. We love the creators. So we're going to go and support them and make sure that they're here for years to come, because there's going to be another Sebastian Rogers case that we need their influence, their experience, and their dedication on. So we support these people all year long. So make sure you're always, if you're here and one of your content creators are live and you have a choice to go to a hate channel and listen to the drama coming and the crap coming out of their channel, or going over to a channel that you truly love and support, even though they're not talking about what you'd like to talk about, go over to the channel that you support instead of going over and giving the support over to the crackpots of this platform. Remember, guys, these people have never gotten anything right. Okay. We don't care about what's going on. We don't care what drama they're bringing up. We don't care what crap they're doing. Why? Because they've never gotten anything right. And all they have is drama, chaos, and distractions. So why are we going to engage in it? I don't get it. But long story short, as I've been going over to Justin For All's channel a little more, everybody's channel a little more, if I have the ability to listen, even if I have to listen and work, like I was watching Smiley's World the other day while I was doing laundry, right? Usually I do the laundry in the quiet, but you know, I have some time. I want to make sure that we're all supporting one another. So I'm in Smiley's chat while I'm doing laundry. Well, this is no different. I was in Justin's chat one evening, listening to him while I was cooking or washing dishes or whatever. And he was showing something and had a different topic of discussion for the Dutch's interviews and the conversation and what he was wanting to discuss or point in. And as I'm washing the dishes or cooking, I can't remember what it was. I was in the kitchen doing something. I hear this thing, this statement from Katie about this boy. And I did like a double take, but Justin just kept going through it because that wasn't his topic of conversation. So I'm like, I need to do some research on this boy, right? Because you would think a mom and a stepfather would be talking about their child in a loving manner. You know, they would always be referring to him as their son, Sebastian, you know, things like that. You're right, Caroline. Words do matter. And I was just taken back because I'm like, okay, how many times have they called this child, this boy? And so I started going back through the interviews. And would you know that just about every single one of their interviews, they refer to him as that boy or this boy or the boy? And I'm just like, that's really like a detachment, no? Like they're detaching? Is Tony in here? I see Tony. People saying clutch them pearls. So if Tony's in here, good morning, my friend. If Seth's in here, good morning, my friend. If Justin For All is in here, good morning, my friend. I really do appreciate you guys being here. But I was kind of shocked that when I went through it, and I went ahead and did a search, and I got them. I'm hoping I got them all in their area. I unsubbed from, oh, thank you, Feisty Mama. It says I unsubbed from the hate channels. I don't support or super chat to anyone but you. Oh, thank you. God bless you, Feisty Mama. I appreciate that. That makes me feel very special. Thank you so much. So much. So let's listen to this.
Loves the color green. It's got the goofiest and quirky smile in the world. I don't think anybody could mimic it, to be honest with you.
He looks like he's such a sweet young man. He
loves to dance. That boy he'll dance his tail off.
Hey,
sure.
That boy can dance.
There's nothing wrong with that. Dancing is good for you. It's good exercise, young man. He
loves to dance. That boy he'll dance his tail off.
There's one. I think there's another one in this one too. Hold on, let me find it. I think there's another one in here. A boy can dance. I'm his boy, her boyfriend. That wasn't related to Sebastian. Search for this boy's. Let's see what this one is. This from one of their. I think there was like a couple in here where they say this boy.
Who is searching for this boy?
Okay, that's her. Let me go to the other one. Okay, that was it. So we got that one and that one. So let me go over to this one. I'll go up a couple. Yeah. This boy. Let's see if we have any more for this one. We got the boy here. This boy. Wow. Pretty interesting there. Not like this boy is going into a 2x2 space. Holy sh! How do we know? Let's see what this say. This boy is loved. That's the one that caught me on Justin Farrell's. This is the area he was over. And so let's go through it. And I just want to tell you, when you're speaking to somebody that could have abducted your child, law enforcement and everybody knows you always want to say his name over and over again. Why? Because it makes him a human being in the captor's eyes. At least that's what psychology tells us. And so that's why you don't want to use this boy. You want to use his name, Sebastian, and you want to personalize and humanize a boy or a child that's abducted to their abductor if they think the boy or the child is still alive. And in this case, they're talking to the abductor and she's using distant language, calling about this boy is loved. That language in and of itself doesn't sound very loving to me. Oh, I lost sound. Did I lose sound? Did I lose sound? Sorry, guys, I wasn't on this screen. Did I lose sound? Or can you guys still hear? Because it's saying my sound. No, you guys can't hear it. I hear you. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let me. You guys didn't hear any of that? Hold on here. Let me take this and sometimes it does that. It's the audio engineering of StreamYard everybody is complaining about. So you guys probably didn't hear any of that, did you? Did you guys hear the first one? Did you guys hear the first time that she called him this boy? How many of these things did you not hear? Because I've been kind of going through different screens and I don't know which ones you've heard and which ones you didn't. Okay, I know you guys can hear me. When I'm talking about whether you can hear or not, you see that screen with 4 people on it? Well, they're talking. So I need to make sure you can hear them. I know you guys can hear me, but when the sound drops, it's dropping for what I'm showing you, not me. So were you guys able to hear the clips of them saying this boy? You heard it in video 1. Thank you. Okay, so now that we're on video 2, I will go back to the beginning. Let me just pull this back and see if we can hear all of this boy. We have several this boys in this particular. Here's one. Yeah, when you guys see something on the screen and it looks like they're moving and you can't hear it, then you're not hearing what I'm trying to show you.
Legos corner.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like this boy was going into a 2x2x2 space and hiding. I mean,
see, isn't that creepy? That's not like this boy. This boy, could you guys hear that at least this time? Is it Mr. and Mrs. E in the? Oh, hey, Mr. and Mrs. E. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you guys in chat. I hope your New Year's is going well. I hope things are getting better. We've been praying for you guys a lot here on this channel. And I just want to tell you guys, we've had Middle E in our thoughts and our prayers on the daily. I'm so happy that you guys are here and feeling a little better. I hope things are healing well. And I'm hoping things are kind of, slowly but surely, getting back to where they need to be. But just hello and Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year's. He's doing better, but we still waiting on test results. And that's got to be tough. I remember, I remember 2 friends of ours going through a difficult result, a testing and trying to find out if one of our close friends, which we all know, was, cancerous. That was unnerving as well, So Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. So I'm glad you guys got to hear the latest where the stepfather, once again, calling him that boy, this boy, that boy. It just seems like they just seem to always not really talk to him as we feel they should be talking to him or about him.
Corner. Yeah. I mean, it's not like this boy was going into a 2x2x2 space and
That just gives me the EBGBs when I hear him say that. I'm sorry, it just does. It just does. It just gives me the EBGBs. And here's another one when she refers to her son as this boy. So you got CP referring to Sebastian as this boy. Now you have mom.
I would say that this boy is loved and that he has a caring and loving home. And
this boy, that doesn't, the point of that just does not resonate with me very well. It just doesn't.
No way. No. This boy has got so much love.
This boy, not Sebastian, this boy. It's so much that it drives me absolutely bonkers. Bonkers. Okay, that's it for that one. Let's go over here. Let me make sure I didn't drop my my say his name. Exactly. I don't know any parent that's going to refer to their son as this boy no matter what they're talking about when they're missing. My beautiful boy, Sebastian. My son, Sebastian. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian. Our son, Bubba. Our beautiful boy, Bubba, you know. Bubba's not come. Bubba hasn't been here. We had no problems in the house. Bubba, Sebastian. You know, we're getting none of that. We're getting this boy. Now that boy.
that boy's going to have more friends than he knows what to do with when he comes home.
Our beautiful son is going to have more friends than he'll know what to do with. Sebastian, Bubba's going to have more friends than he knows what to do with. That boy. Is there another one in here? I don't think there's another one in here. No, it's not. That was the only one in that particular interview. And then, of course, the boy loves the boy. The boy. The boy. The boy. The boy. The boy. Let's see if we can keep on going with the boy. Let's see. Do we have more? Oh, who's this? Oh, Fat Lips.
Right. And you could even say, hey, I helped to bring that boy home when he comes
that's the
home
wrong one.
and break your arm.
But there was another one. I grabbed the wrong one. Where is it? Okay. Let's see if this is somebody talking. I heard it. I just didn't pull it. I must have pulled the wrong one.
Your boy is...
No, that's not it. It was while Chris was talking. So I guess I don't have any for that one. And then we have the update from Nick Barris basically saying the same thing. So my question is, what do you guys and how do you guys feel about the way that Katie has spoken about her son, about Chris? We have a poll right now going on. Give me just a second so I can pull the poll. And it says, do you like the way Sebastian's mother and stepfather describe him? We have, it's going up. Right now we're at 900 and some odd votes. I'd like to get that to about 1,000 votes. But right now we have 87, almost 90% right now stating they do not like the way the mom and stepfather describe him. That's an overwhelming amount of people that have disdain for the way the mom and the stepdad describe their son, their missing child that disappeared from inside of their home. Their home. Nobody else's, just theirs. That is pretty much the show in a nutshell. We're going back over all of the information related to the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I do behoove everyone. Oops, I just dropped my channel, didn't I? Yeah, no, I didn't. I behoove everyone to take a deep dive into this case. I behoove everyone to go back to, now that you guys are 10 months in, go back to the beginning. Go back to those first and second. Oh, Cheeky Chops is in the house. Happy New Year's, Cheeky. I hope you're having a blessed day. I hope you're having a blessed day. But I really want you guys to go back and start listening to those interviews all over. Good Lord, Bobby. God bless you. Thank you so much for your support today. You'll never know how much it means to me at all. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything this morning. Thank you guys so much. But you need to go back to the interviews and start listening to them from the beginning. Put them in order. The first one being the Duchess interview number 1. You've got the SMV mainstream media interview, the green shirt interview number 2. We have the hands video. We have Smiley's World's interview. Guys, we have a lot of interviews on these parents that they've willingly done. There's littered with lies and inconsistencies. I bet you now that we even have more information, we're going to find more inconsistencies and more lies. So my call to action to everybody in chat right now, if you guys would like to help me out with it, I'd like you guys to start going back through the interviews. And I'd like you, when you find an inconsistency, I want you to notate the marker on the video and send it to me with the URL and the marker for me to listen to and explain the inconsistencies that you've seen. And you can send that to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I really want to dive into these aspects because we have a lot of new information and we have about 20 hours of interviews of these parents. That's a big undertaking for just me and me alone, right? So I know we have some dedicated subscribers in this channel. If you guys want to help out, please consider helping out. Go back to the beginning. Teach us, tell us what you found. Tell us where you're locating this stuff. Send it to bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Let's have an open panel discussion related to it. Oh, thank you, Alicia. God bless you. I appreciate it. You guys are just loving on me today. Thank you. This is really bringing in the new year. I appreciate it. You guys are going to make me cry. So without further ado, I am going to say one more thing, and that is about the unscrupulous PI. For me not to bring up the fact that, our streets are going crazy because we're learning that this unscrupulous PI has not threatened one, but 2 families in that community, threatened them with intimidation, following them, keeping them under surveillance when they have nothing to do with this case. And now we have another channel basically coming out and saying that Miss Bobby and her kids are responsible for Sebastian. Let's talk about this for a second. Half the fucking neighbors didn't even know this boy existed. Excuse my language. God bless me. Sorry, Turkey Man. Pray for me. Pray for me. I'll have to watch my F-bombs, but half of these people didn't even know this boy existed, right? They knew he was there, but they never saw him, okay? I doubt highly that the kids are coming over. I mean, we've already got confirmation by literally all parents that corroborate this child did not play with other kids in the community. Therefore, the idea that this child actually was out there with flashlights is bull, you know what, okay? It's manure. And then you're going to try to say that Miss Bobby and her sons had something to do with this. Okay, people around the corner through the woods and to grandmother's house we go are going to concoct a plan to take some damn autistic child that they don't even really remember is even in their community, and they're going to sneak in and take him out and whack him out, right? Oh my God, what nut jobs. And do people actually believe this nonsense? And if they do, please stay away from me. You're too stupid to be in my sphere. You're too stupid to be in my sphere. So please stay away, okay? I'm going to become the stupid repellent, okay? When you see me go, you know it's time to repel. Oh, dear baby. You want to show them what I did to you? You want to show them how abusive I was to you? See, look. Look. Now, hold on. Let me just show them. Is it this paw? Is it this paw? This looks like the paw I clipped right there. See, my mommy clipped my nail just a little too short. Show them. Show them. Show them what mommy did. Show them what mommy did. See, she said, I clipped her nail just a little too short, and a little bit of blood came out. And then my mommy grabbed me, and then she started squealing and crying and putting tears all over me and saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then she takes a napkin and she starts blotting my little paw. And so I started licking her because she didn't mean to do it. I know my mommy didn't mean to do it. So I decided I would come here and give her love so she knows I'm not mad at her. Oh, I did cry. A tear. I want to cry now. She's never felt pain before today. Can't believe I clipped her too close. I don't know how you guys do it. I know I'm not the only one that clipped my dog's nail a little too, short or whatever. But I'm telling you, it was very emotional for me. I'm tearing up now because it was really, really super emotional. I don't know how you guys do it, because you love your babies so much. And it's like you hurt them. Like she squealed, and I never heard her squeal like that until like after the dog attack. See, it wasn't that bad, but it broke my heart. She didn't limp or anything. I didn't even know her little tip of her toenail was bleeding until I went to pick her up. And she's like, hey, mommy, look, I got blood. I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh, did I hurt you? Oh my God, I can't believe I hurt you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Mommy's such a bad mommy. Mommy's such a bad mommy. Yes, I do act like that behind the scenes. I know you guys don't believe me, but that's exactly what I said. I'm holding her and I'm saying I'm a bad mommy and shame on me. And I can't believe I did that. And I need to pay attention more. And I'm just going through this trove, and she's just looking at me like, Mom, I'm okay. Like you didn't chop off my hand. It's just a nail. It's just a nail. And even as I'm telling this, she's licking me when I should be licking her. Oh, you're such a sweet little girl. Yes, you are. You are Mommy's little sweet little baby, my precious baby angel. All right, guys, without further ado, no more gogging and gooing over the baby. We're going to turn the phone lines on right now. If you guys would like to give me a second to turn them on. But if you guys would like to call in, please consider calling in. The phone lines are officially open. It's 724-252-8070. If you guys would like to talk about anywhere. Thank you, Brenda. My cuss jar money. Yeah. Remember with MGL, this, what do they call it? Skank cash or skank. I can't remember what she used to call it. I like it much better being the cuss jar instead of skank jar money. I don't know how many of you guys remember that. I paid $14 to get Merle's nails clipped there, and I can't see the veins. Broke my heart. I don't ever want to do that again. I got to be very careful. I've never done that before. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Well, good morning. Happy New Year, Betty. This is Shirley H. out of Denver.
Hey, Shirley. How's the numbnuts doing today?
Yes, numbnuts. I'm about tired of him. He's going to make me have to go to Tennessee. I am calling you to let you know, honey, don't feel bad about your puppies now. I cry every time I take my little toy chihuahua in to get his shots. I cry. I tell him, I'm so sorry, baby. I have to do it. I'm so sorry. And he just looks at me like I'm the nut. But that's okay. That's what his dog parents do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling because I sit there and I watched some videos last night. And we are so busy harping on what happened 10 months ago that we cannot move forward and put 2 and 2 together to figure out what's going on now.
Oh, I agree.
These
people are idiots. They don't see
everybody.
See what the rest of us see.
I sit here. I've taken notes on Sebastian's case.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to. I'm doing criminal justice classes, and I talked to one of my instructors, and I'm like, look, I'm watching this case, and I'm just curious. What is your opinion on it? So I got him interested in the case, and he called me last night, and he said, how come the mom and the stepdad ain't in jail? I said, well, that's a good question. You're law enforcement. Why don't you tell me?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I have never seen CPS leave a child in a home with 5 CPS reports.
Yeah.
I have never seen them let anybody leave the state. He said, I don't understand what's going on down there. I said, well, I don't know. I don't live in Tennessee, and thank God I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is just crazy.
Yeah. It is. It is. What do you think about the way the mom and the stepdad have been discussing or describing Sebastian? How does it make you feel to hear him refer to their son as this boy?
Oh, that pisses me off. Because I have a family member that does that to my kids, and I have to remind them, that is not their name.
Mm-hmm.
The boy, that boy, this boy, the boy is not my kids' names.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Sebastian's name. Like, he has a name. It's Sebastian. Call him by his name.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to name him that boy, well, you should have did it when you gave him birth.
Seth would have never had anything. And you know what I find funny? I find funny that somebody tried to say that the mom, because Seth said he gave his son his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And when CP was on Elevated Truth's panel or whatever, maybe it was a different panel, he tries to explain that the mom gave Sebastian his first name, but Seth named him Wayne Drake and Rogers. And I'm thinking, how does that even make sense? Usually if somebody's going to give them 3 additional names, they're going to be most likely the one that names them their first name. But I digress. I'm not going to have moments on his name, but I just thought that was really odd. Like, you're saying, oh, well, mom named him Sebastian, but, the father named him Wayne Drake from his family and Rogers because it's his last name. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, I don't think Nuts was there 16 years ago when she gave birth to Sebastian.
No.
So how would he know who named him?
Who knows? But that's the weave he wound.
The more Nuts opens his mouth, the more I just want to reach through the computer and choke him with 10 of his own fingers.
I want to remind everybody, we here on the Bullhorn Betty channel do not believe in violence or vigilante justice.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to do it with mine. I was going to do it with his own.
We don't believe in abusing somebody with their own body parts.
I mean, for him to sit up there and downgrade this child. I have a nephew and a niece that are autistic, and they're really smart. They're smart as a whip. And for them to downgrade this child,
that's what they've done. I mean, every time they've spoken about this child, even with the stuff that I clipped, he was talking about he dances all goofy. He's got this goofy smile. Nobody would ever be able to mimic it. He tries to make it positive, but in all fairness, it shows how they looked at him. And that's what they don't see. The rest of us see is how they looked at this child. And if they looked at this child like that, how were they treating this child?
Right. And you know what? I have a child that's the same age as Sebastian. And yes, boys are goofy. I am not going to lie, because I got videos of my son walking around like doing a chicken dance.
You should see some
in the
videos
middle
of me.
the living room
I'm embarrassed.
or Walmart.
If my parents ever
You
show
know,
my
because you
videos,
hear
of
the song.
yeah.
Or watching a football game. I mean, it's just something that parents go through. It's just all kids, everybody gets silly at times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of life.
But
And I'm
when
going
you
to
give
send
them an
things out to
opportunity,
New Orleans.
this is the problem, though, Shirley. When you give them the opportunity to talk about the good things and the bad things of Sebastian, the bad overtake the good. Like, they start off with all the stuff that annoys them. Oh, he invades your personal space. He doesn't really have friends because of, how he acts. They over explain these things about these quirks about him, but they always do it in such a negative light. And I honestly don't believe they realize they do it.
I think they do. They just want to get the heat off themselves. That's the way I feel.
Gotcha.
And every time, it seems like every time somebody gets close of finding him, drama starts.
Yep, it's the damage control.
Now we got this. Fish-eyed Fisher guy that's out here just causing all this unnecessary drama.
I just want to know why he's not in jail. If driving on a street and recording from your car throws you in jail, what does running somebody out of their home do in Sumner County?
I don't know, but let him come to Denver. Because if he pulls up in front of my house, video recording me, you best believe there's going to be 3 hots and a cop waiting for him at Denver County Jail.
Yeah, but see, when you're on private or public property, you can do that. But see, he went onto their property and intimidated them. I'm in my car recording. I mean, and I'm recording. Well, I'm recording a lot. I went from White House to Gallatin to Hendersonville to Memphis. I did a lot of traveling that 3 days. The least thing on my list of that day was going and harassing somebody or running them from their home.
There's, nobody has. The neighbors don't know what happens behind them closed doors at Numbnut's house. None of us do. Only Numbnut and Dingledorf does.
Yeah, we're getting a little insight though.
It's very sad to go targeting neighbors and scaring them not to talk or to turn in evidence or videos or whatever they have of the 25th, 26th. So whether we can't find this child.
Yeah.
And this child he should have been home 10 months ago. 2 steps.
I agree.
He should have been home.
All right.
And
sorry. Go ahead, Shirley.
I was going to say, I was going to send prayers out to New Orleans. The news up here in Denver said there was 34 that was hospitalized and 10 unalive, include one of them being
the assailant,
the suspect. So I just want to send prayers out to New Orleans. And I think we all need to put some Jesus in our lives this year.
Amen.
To get everything back to where it needs to be.
Amen. Amen, Shirley. Well, you have a great New Year's. God bless you, and we'll see you. We'll see you soon.
You too, Betty. I got to go do the most hateful thing I don't want to go do on New Year's Eve or New Year's, and that's go grocery shopping.
Good luck. Good luck.
You too.
Bye-bye. Aw, that's really sweet. Yes. Okay, phones are back open. 724-252-8070. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Good morning, Betty. This is Girl Mom from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Well, hello, my love. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. What say you?
Well, first, I want to tell you thank you for covering this case. And thank you for coming down to actually advocate for Sebastian. I have been watching this from the beginning, and it's just disgusting what's happened. And I think that they are, completely disassociated with Sebastian. That's why they can't say his name.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of things were going on in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they were trying to get him out of the home so that CP's daughter could come. And I think it was a domino effect of events that just kept happening, and it got worse and worse. And we see that a lot in these trials, in these cases.
The spiraling effect. That's what I call it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I also was very upset the first time I heard CP talking about Tennessee rights about running people over.
Mm-hmm.
And he was referencing that, to you.
Yeah.
I hope that when this, and I truly believe that it will go to trial. I think that there will be a resolution in this case. I hope they play all of his interviews, and I hope that they play that, and I hope that they play the prank calls that he has placed to different channels.
Yeah, with all those different imitations of his voice, with a missing child that people are advocating for, and he wants to be sling the blade or whatever it is.
He has time to do that, but he can't, make a post on his social media and work in the mom, but he has time to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem.
It is.
And I hope that they get warrants, from all of his social media accounts. There's no telling how many fake accounts that he's created.
And that's it's bizarre that you would think that of a parent of a missing person. Like, why would they do that? I mean, it's just, it's creepy.
It is, in my opinion, it's psychopathic behavior.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely psychopath behavior. You do not do that. And it's just, I was born and raised in Tennessee. I love Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I hate how you were treated. I know that Clarksville police probably were thinking, what in the world is going on here?
Oh, they did not want to do that. They didn't even want to get involved. They were forced to.
Every single person that I've talked to here in Clarksville, they think something is not right with those two. It just doesn't add up.
Mm-hmm.
We had a case several years ago in Dixon, Tennessee, which is close to Clarksville, almost eerily similar, the Joe Clyde Daniels case. But there was a resolution within 4 days. But they never found that baby. They never found him. But they were able to get a confession out of him.
Mm-hmm. Which he later recanted, but they were able to still charge him anyways.
Absolutely. Yep. And I think it'll be interesting to see, the body cam footage from that morning, because that was big in that case. And the searching that was done, just like in this case.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be, too, their interviews.
I'm interested because everybody keeps saying that they want them interrogated in separate rooms. And I said, 10 months, I'd have to think that they have been. But
I really think that they probably were. Because if you look back at the Joe Clyde Daniels case, and I do believe that they treated it very similar. Mm-hmm. They were interrogated the first couple days.
Gotcha.
And to my understanding, I know that people think that the Amber Alerts was set off because he had autism. But if you read in any of the reports, it says, you know, the Amber Alert was set out because there was additional investigative information.
That led them to believe he's in an immense or in immediate danger.
Right. And I believe it was from those CPS reports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good perspective. I didn't think of it like that, but you might be actually onto something when it comes to that.
Same thing with Sumner. And I do believe there was an Amber Alert with Joe Clyde. Now, I don't think he had a CPS report, but I think because of his age. But I do believe that CPS reports have, because I've looked at the Amber Alert criteria, I do believe that CPS reports can warrant an Amber Alert.
Gotcha.
So I, in my opinion, I think that's, you know, and of course Seth's probably thinking, you know, he didn't even know about the CPS report.
That's scary. I'm sorry. That right there, that statement is so scary to me that there might be other parents out here that have no idea that child's being abused.
Absolutely. And now that has got to change.
Yeah.
Somebody drops the ball big time on that, and that's got to change, because that is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And because if Seth had known, I think would be in a completely different situation today.
I agree. Give me just a second. Delilah, get your butt out here. Delilah, I don't like you back there. I don't hear your paws. That's what. Come on, get out here. Belong back there. All right. So,
but I was, you know, watching when you had to go to court, and frankly, I was very embarrassed that you even had to go. You know, I mean, I just could not understand it. If my child was missing, I would absolutely want you to come here. I would be thankful. I would be so thankful.
Yeah, well, I think they're not thankful because we were going there to apply some pressure to law enforcement. We're doing the gathering of voices. We want answers for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. That's all we care about. And we're also not stupid, you know?
But when you came back to Tennessee, you weren't going to their house and knocking on their door or trying to disrupt them.
I wanted nothing to do with them.
Right. And you see, you know, women having trouble getting a restraining order from abusive men, you know, or spouses, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just, it's heartbreaking. But I wanted to know, when you had to come back, I was wondering if it was an opportunity for any agent or anyone to question them, getting them, because I think that restraining order was really the Mama Sock. I think she really led that up against you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that Katie or Chris would have done that.
Well, Katie was the first one, and then it was the Sox that came in after they realized that I was out of town and I wasn't going to be served, and everybody on social media blasted that I was already served when I hadn't. That's how I learned that I was being served.
Right.
It's out of state.
And I think the mom really pushed for that.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think she really did push for that.
Well, here's something people don't know about. The detective tried to go to the state attorney and have me arrested for the 3 days that I was there. And this was a month after I had left. She tried, and the state attorney turned it down. So she actually worked hand in hand with the Proudfoots and the Bauer Sox to have me unlawfully arrested.
Okay.
And we have that on record. So.
Yep. And see, that's interesting. But I wonder, too, because I'm really surprised that Katie would want to get you or get herself in a courtroom. I think she is terrified right now to be around any kind of law enforcement. She is so paranoid.
Well, I'll be seeing
If
her
you notice-
soon. I mean, she's got to come to court. She's got to get on that witness stand and attest under oath. And I'm praying that this time is a legitimate hearing, a legitimate trial, not a freaking kangaroo court. So we'll see how it all works out. But I mean, to be honest with you, like I was telling Seth this morning, I'm like, I don't like facing it, but you don't see me talking about it because I know at the end of all this, I will be just fine. It's going to be either resolved in Sumner County and they're going to do the right thing, or it's going to be resolved in an appeal. It doesn't really matter. It's just going to cost a little bit more money. So what? We'll get the results that we want because I didn't break the law. I was not stalking them. I didn't even talk to them. I never even saw them, except the ones that tracked me down. You know, I mean, no law was broken. They cannot say that Bullhorn Betty broke one freaking law in their state, their county, anything. I didn't even get a traffic ticket. Didn't turn on a red light. Nothing.
Right. Well, and the thing that you have for you is that you're advocating for Seth. You know, Seth hasn't, told you to stop.
Yeah.
You know, there is another parent in this situation. You are advocating for Seth and Sebastian. And, you aren't knocking on their door, harassing them, stalking them.
Or their neighbors. Didn't talk to anybody in their neighborhood.
Right. And I've gone back and listened to all of the interviews and read the comments while they're live, and I felt like you were like you're very fair in asking the questions to them. I don't think you were disrespectful at all.
I lost my shit when Terry stalked me. Don't misunderstand. I really did lose my shit, and I was ready to go to the nearest Walmart and get picket signs and a fucking bullhorn, and I was going to show up on the sidewalk on the outside of their house. I sure was. But I had to stop myself and say, this is not what we're here. We're here for a fact-finding mission. That's the goal. That's what we need to continue to do, and that's what I did.
Well, and I find it very odd that I think that he was watching you on live. I think that he was following you.
Mm-hmm. I've never followed them. They've only stopped.
Just how convenient that he shows up where you are on a live.
Twice. He's in that parking lot alone. He is in my camera 2 different times, circling my car while I'm talking to law enforcement.
Well, as a Tennessean, I am sorry that you had to go through that. That is a horrible representation of what we are. We are the volunteer state, and that was just wrong. So I apologize.
Hopefully this new judge will correct the wrong. We'll find out. But I kind of lost my hope for this county personally. I'm giving my hope back because Seth has it and he needs my support, and I give him my support. My problems pale in comparison to his. But I got to tell you, I'm not really pleased, and I'm praying to God that there is a freaking judge with some damn marbles and a freaking law book.
Well, and you just keep your head up, and you just remember who you're advocating for.
Yep.
And that's all. That's it. There will be nothing. Nothing will happen. I truly know in my heart that nothing will happen because you have not done anything wrong.
I didn't. And I'll stand behind that. And if I got to go to jail, because I'll fight for jail. And when they throw me in jail, then I get free representation. So
yeah, I mean, I would just
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, because what are they going to put on the news? A woman goes to jail for trying to advocate for a missing.
No, this is the news out there is just as corrupt as law enforcement in a sense, because they could have read the arrest affidavit, and everybody in their county and state would know it's bullshit. But they chose to hide that. Not one news organization has even read the affidavits, nor has even read the arrest affidavit. And if they read those things online, people would know that those parents lied under oath and know that I was railroaded in Sumner County. All they have to do is read the arrest affidavit from Detective Lisa Line Byington.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry that happened. That shouldn't have happened.
Can you imagine having an arrest affidavit for using hashtags?
Oh, no.
That's what I was arrested for. And it was stated right in the arrest affidavit that I used hashtags and threatened to sue these people in a civil litigation. And I blasted it. She even used the word blasted on YouTube. And she tried to tell them that I was in Tennessee when I did it. Yet she writes in there about my Florida debut just 3 hours earlier from Florida, but somehow I was supposed to be in Tennessee and 3 hours from Florida.
Yeah. Well, and you know, thank goodness you use hashtags. I mean, at least you're keeping his name out there, unlike the parents. They haven't said anything. So nobody would even know he was missing if it wasn't for Seth.
A lot of
keeping
us.
his
There was
name.
a lot of
And-
us that came out.
And people, yeah. So a lot of people, I had brought up the case about, here in Clarksville. I'm like, have you heard? Or they remember it first happening, but they didn't know he's still missing. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, he's still missing.
He's still missing. That's why we keep running it, because people may have information and think the case has already advanced forward, and then they may lost it and realize, wait a minute, it hasn't. Maybe I need to call in and tell them this or that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you for all you do.
Absolutely. Thank you for your call.
Yeah, of course. And if you need anything while you're here in town, I can email you and whatever you need.
Perfect. Well, thank you, and God bless you. Happy New Year.
God bless you. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was a sweet call. That was a real sweet call. All right, phones are back on. Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate that. 724-252-8070. Thank you guys so very much. This has been an amazing beginning, first of the year. You guys have made me feel ultra, ultra, ultra special. I do appreciate it. We have about 20 minutes. Trying to keep these calls to about 5 minutes, and I apologize. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Hi, Betty. This is Amos Liz, and I'm calling from Alton, Illinois.
Thank you, and God bless you for your love and support this morning.
Hi. I just wanted to call and give you some support in your upcoming court cases that has been brought upon you by the Proudfoots. I stand behind you 100%. And what's going on in this case is just atrocious.
Okay.
I also wanted to say that I've noticed in all the pictures that we've captured of Chris Proudfoot smiling, he has a more goofy smile than he's ever accused that boy of having.
Amen.
And I say that with the utmost sarcasm. Sebastian is a beautiful, beautiful young man.
Yes, he is.
And he needs to be found. My heart breaks.
I don't think that smile behind me is a goofy smile. Look at his smile. I think it's a beautiful smile.
It's not. It's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And this is my first time ever calling into a show, so I'm a little nervous. Forgive me. But I just really wanted to let you know that you have all of our support. We love you. Stay strong. Keep doing what you're doing. We need your voice.
Thank you. God bless you, and thank you for all your love and support. Merry Christmas, belated Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year to you and to everyone else. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you. Call back again.
Bye-bye.
You did great. You did great.
Oh, thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, never fear calling in and speaking, because I promise you, when you get on the phone, it's just like talking to a friend. You don't even realize people are listening. You don't even realize you were arrested because they don't understand a machete. Buy a new one. I've got my machete. It's still in the plastic. I've never had to use it. I haven't been out in the woods to use it, right? So I still have the machete. But that's what I took with me, and they take my gun away from me, which has never even left this house except to go to a gun range. I mean, cut it out. I would never threaten anybody with a firearm, ever, because I take firearm safety very, very seriously. And if you guys know anything about me, you know that statement is absolutely 100% true. I think only people that can handle firearms should be in possession of them. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
I got through.
You got through. You're speaking to Betty.
A first time calling for anything.
Nice.
This is Randa from Oklahoma.
Well, it's nice to see you and hear from you. What say you?
Huh?
What say you about the case? Can you hear me?
No, what'd you say?
Oh, I said, what say you about the case? What do you think's going on with the case?
I'm just dumbfounded. I really am. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
All these things are going on, and nothing's being done. I know. I don't understand.
What do you think? Are you one that believes that? Well, let's just go down a couple questions. Do you believe that Sebastian made it home that night on the 25th, or did not?
I don't think he did.
You don't think he did? So then
No,
you don't think he walked out of the house willingly then?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
What do you think about when you first heard about this case and you saw the first few interviews from the mom, the stepdad, or the father? What were your first initial impressions of this case?
What happened to the child?
Mm-hmm.
You know, where is he? Are they telling the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Just so many things went through my mind, you know.
Yeah, and whenever we realized that there was, what made you decide or think that the mom and stepdad could be more involved in this case than not? Was it something they said? Was it a behavior? Was it a specific interview?
I just noticed this body language, and then just different stories.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time they got on the interview, the different stories that the mom gave.
And you said you were following it from the beginning, right?
Yes.
So
Whenever they came on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
YouTube. When they came on YouTube, that's when I started following it. So.
Gotcha. And what was the first interview that you saw first? Even if it wasn't out of order, what was the first introduction to this case for you?
When the newscast lady sat down with them and talked to them, and then I saw the one with the hands. But when they couldn't, just the way they talked about Sebastian, I was just like, I care about this child. You know, you don't, no. Red flags just went all over the place to me.
Mm-hmm. You reminded me of something. I keep always forgetting about the hands interview. That was just weird for me. I gotta be honest with you.
That was very strange.
Have you ever seen parents of the missing only want their hands recorded?
No. I've never seen a parent with a missing child act the way they do.
That is true.
Now for Seth, I mean, my heart goes out to him. I mean, my God, I can imagine what he's feeling.
Yeah.
You know, but the way, you know, Kay and Chris act, I'm kind of going, are y'all sick or something? What's wrong? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
None of it does. I think that's the reason why we're all just looking at them so hard, because nothing makes sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's like, wow, 15 years that child was with them, you know, with the mom, and going back and forth with the dad. And it's like, I know that moms can get away from their kids, but it's like this child had some problems. So he had to be connected. I mean, my son had problems. I mean, he's in his 40s now.
Mm-hmm.
But I was there 24/7 with him. You know, I just shake my head like, come on, Katie.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the one thing that annoyed me the most at the beginning of this case was their failure to even lift a finger to help anybody.
Yes. And the way they treated Seth, I just think that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
They don't need to do that. He's to that, you know.
Right.
I just don't understand.
Yeah. Well, I
will get some answers.
Yeah, I agree with that. We all need some answers. Well, I do appreciate you calling. Thank you so much, and I hope you call back in the future.
I'll try. I was like, can I call?
Well, you did a great job. You did a great job.
I know. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, and
you too.
Here.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, we've got about, 12, well, I'd say probably about another, I got a call for one more person. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hi, Betty. I'm calling from upstate New York.
It's nice to hear from you.
Same here. It took me a lot of bravery to be able to call in.
Aww.
And only because there's something that's been riding on me for about 6 or 7 months that may be significant.
Mhm.
It may not be. But like we say, nothing's off the table, right? And anything is possible. Probably about 6 or 7 months ago, a lady in Florida was arrested for trafficking. And she owned her own plane.
Oh.
And her last name was Payne, Payne.
That's creepy.
So I just wanted to give it to you, Betty. I did send the link when I came across it when it happened to another creator, but it kind of got, dismissed. I think they thought it wasn't significant,
Uh-huh.
but I don't believe in coincidences.
Interesting. Yeah, if you can find that email and send it to me, I'll definitely look into it. It's not that I'm going to agree with it or it may have anything to do, but I'll absolutely look into anything.
It's really easy to find, Betty. I can email you the link if you want.
Sorry.
I have a hard time with my vision,
Mm-hmm.
but whenever I want to look it back up, I just put in the name, Lina Payne, arrested for trafficking in Florida. And it was SEX trafficking, it was labor, and she owned her own plane. I think it's worth looking into if Nick or Dog wanted to look into that,
Mhm.
if they don't already know. And I just wanted to get that off my chest. I've been carrying that for
Do
a
you
long
remember
time.
when this happened?
Betty, I'm going to give it an estimate of about, I think Sebastian might have been missing for maybe 3 months. I want to say it was summertime, and I stumbled upon it. I guess I was scrolling YouTube one day or whatever I was on, and it popped up, and I was like, oh my. And the name caught me,
Yeah. What was the last? Give me the last name. You said it was Layla.
No, Lina, Lina, Payne,
Oh,
Payne.
Payne. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Elena Payne. Success.
Lina Payne.
Yep. Okay. So I see it here. Yeah. June 2024. It looks like this. So about June 2024. So yeah, I'll look into this. I got it pulled up. So after I close out today, I've got a couple phone calls I've got to make, and then I'll start diving into this and see what kind of information I can come up with.
Okay, Betty, thank you. And it
Thank
feels
you.
good to get that out. I mean, who knows if it's relevant? Maybe it is, maybe it's not,
Right.
But I've tried to get that out there and nobody kind of pays attention. So I was sitting here having my coffee and I said, I'm calling Betty.
Yeah. Well, I got it pulled up, so I'll go through what I can find on Google, and then since it's in Florida, I have the ability to get public records fairly easy here.
Yeah. So happy New Year to everybody, and you too, Betty and Delilah.
Yes, thank you. And she's doing much better now that I didn't saw off her whole hand or her whole paw. She only got a little nip.
I know, I've seen that, and I said, ouch, poor baby.
I can't believe I cried. She wasn't even crying, and I'm holding her, and I'm just I'm about to boo. I had one tear go down my face, and I'm like, I'm just looking at her paw, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I mean, what do you do? I mean, all I could do was just rub on her and love on her and let her know I didn't mean to do it.
It hurts, Mom.
Yeah, well, she yelped, but she's always such a drama queen when I nip her, get her nails anyways. But I've never hurt her. I never got the quick of her nails before, but she moved right when I went to.
Yep.
So
yeah, I had a teacup Yorkie, and I was never brave enough to do her nails. I would just make an appointment at the vet, and we were in and out. I mean, there's they do it all the time. It was done in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
You're
I've
great.
since she's been a puppy, I've done nothing but trim her nails, and I've definitely never had her yelp like that, and I've never hurt her, and she's never ever had blood before. Like, I got her quick, and I feel so comfortable, but I'll never trim her that short again. I'll make sure I won't clip until I know she's settled. I just never did that, never even thought I could do that, and I did. It scared me. I gotta tell you, it scared me more than it did her.
Moms make mistakes too.
I
with
know.
with their fur babies, you know.
But I hate the first time she gets it hurt. It's from her mommy. That's awful. She's never been hurt before.
I know. No, my little Yorkie was my baby my whole life.
Yeah.
I still miss her, but I can't get another one because you just can't replace what you lost. You know. But okay, Betty, have a great day.
You too. Happy New Year's.
Same to you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, that is really it for this segment. I know we've been saying all week we're going to come back for a later segment. I just can't figure out, because by the time I do the stuff I got to do around here and then I come up, then I start getting interested in other people's commentary. Then I start listening to them. Next thing you know, it's 9 o'clock and I'm going to bed, and then I'm waking up at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the morning, and then I see Brittany J, and then it's been a process over here in Casa Bullhorn. It's been a process. And today, as you guys can see, and it's not a mistake, I didn't forget to get out of my pajamas this morning. I had choices. So if that tells you exactly how the rest of my day is going to be, and if you don't believe me, you can ask Mr. Seth, because I told him I was so stinking tired today. After my live, I'm going back to bed. So if you're wondering why I'm in a collared shirt when I never wear a collared shirt, it's because it's my pajamas. And as soon as I close out here, I'm going to enjoy my New Year's the way I enjoy my New Year's. Justin for all in here. Happy New Year's there, my friend. Happy New Year's. A big hug and a kiss from me and Delilah to you and yours and Mr. Remy. Is Remy a boy or girl? Is it a boy? I can't tell by the name. I think it's a boy. I think it's a boy monkey, but I never asked you. I never asked you. Anyways, my little baby here, I ended up nipping her little paw this morning. I was trying to get her nails because they were digging into me, and I wasn't paying attention, and I got her a little bit. I got her quick. But she's over it now. She doesn't even notice that her paw hurts. She's back to running, playing, and biting mommy and being her rambunctious little self. So there's my monkey to your monkey, Justin. So give Remy a big old hug and a kiss from Aunt Betty. Give her a big old kiss from Aunt Betty. Oh, it's a girl. Okay, good. I didn't know, and I don't want to say because I see her, and it seems like she's always dressed up really cute. Yeah, had a dress on. I know. Hey, you know what? If you look at pictures of boys back in the day, they all wore dress. Okay, I'm just saying, you can't tell this day and age. Okay, they say gaga goo goo, and they don't say go go goo goo. Okay, I'm just saying. My dog's named Remy. The Chronicles of Olivia's dog's named Remy, but he's temperamental. He's temperamental. So I'm really, really thankful for all of you guys. Today is the beginning of 2025. I truly, truly, truly believe that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, it's going to be his year this year. I really believe, God is going to move the mountains that we need him to move for the sake of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So all of my prayer angels out there, my prayer warriors, keep the prayers up. Look at the mountains we were able to move in the Mr. and Mrs. E Crimecast family. They were dealing with an uphill battle, and it sounds like their uphill battle is, nearing its end, where things are going to be brighter and stuff. And you can always tell when something really stresses people out, because typically people get sick and get gunky. So I know that there was a lot of stress going on in the household when it came to middle E. And I can't imagine what is going on. We have people in our own family here struggling. I know there for a while, even our own turkey man, a preacher, a pastor of his church, needing prayers because his wife just had shoulder cuff surgery and she wasn't doing good with the pain. We were able to pray. We were able to pray over him, pray over his wife. We've been able to pray over Sebastian. We've been able to pray over the people here in our chat that have been struggling this year. All of us struggle differently, and those struggles mean something to us personally, And while those struggles may be something that isn't personal to somebody else or somebody else could get through, we're not them, right? It's our struggle, and we have to own it, and we have to get through it. And sometimes when you don't see anything but darkness, it's hard to even think that there's light at the end of the darkness. But let me just tell you all, there is light. There is, the only way we get through this is through the strength of others when we don't have strength for ourselves. And I think that's really what our channel helps people do, especially these parents. We give them the strength when they don't have the strength for themselves. We try to fight their battles and change the course of the conversation when it's wrong, because we care. While I don't want to say other people don't care, I think their caring and their state of mind is misguided. And at the end of the day, we need to bring Sebastian home. This channel, Justin for All's channel, Smiley's World's channel, there's a lot. Granny's Crime Busters, Mr. and Mrs. E, Crime Time Buzz, The Lab, Chris McDonough, all of them have been trying to work very hard and provide people the truth about this, because there is an entire wave of people that are trying to distract from the truth because they don't want you to believe the way you believe. We are going to continue to work this case the way we see fit. We're going to continue to advocate for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers the way Silver's on the scene. Thank you, Justin for All. Very good. I love that guy. I had an opportunity I got to tell you, when I first met, it was a little quirky. I kept looking at this guy. Silver's on the scene. I'm like, okay, who is this guy, right? But I have to tell you, I got to meet him, and him and his wife are dolls. I mean, absolute dolls, just good-hearted people. And I got to sit down and around a table and eat breakfast with all of these great people that have such enormous hearts bigger than this world. Come here. I'm sorry. Come here. Come on, get up here. I'm right here. Come on. Don't cry. We don't want you crying. And they're just very special people. I looked around that table, and we had Gypsy there, the real Me Too. Andrea was there, Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy. Silver's on the scene, and his wife, his beautiful wife, Mr. and Mrs. E. We had a lot of people, and I look around this table, and I remember just smiling at the table thinking, these right here are the people that give a damn. This right here is Sebastian's army. These people right here, when we're around the table, we have an opportunity to talk about anything that we want to talk about, right? We could talk about strategy on social media. We could talk about best practices. We could talk about a million things to make us 100 times richer than we are. We could have talked about literally anything in this world. And we're all around that table trying to find ways to bring Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers home. And that is something that I will never forget. The sharing of information around that table, trying to piece it. I'll never forget these experiences that I've had. And to hear all these hateful people working behind the scenes to run narratives and to trash people while pointing at us and saying that's what we're doing, I can guarantee you that is the furthest thing from where we're doing and what we're doing. I can tell you that the leads are going to lead where they lead. And as crappy as that is, I'm not going to change where the facts lead this channel because it might hurt some mommy and a stepdaddy that I believe abused a child. I could care less about their feelings. Their feelings are not my concern. You know why? Because what about Sebastian's feelings? Where the hell is he? Let's worry about his feelings before we worry about a grown-ass adult's feelings. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. It's how I will continue to feel. We need to bring Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers home, and we need to bring Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers home this year, tomorrow. We need him home. And 5D, War Damn Eagle, Nick the Hat. I can't believe I forgot Nick the Hat, Dog the Bounty Hunter. I mean, Tony Mathis. I mean, shout out to Tony Mathis for the crap he's had to endure over all this, right? That man doesn't even get paid. He's just dealing with all the dirt out of the kindness of his heart. And I don't understand why he even sticks around. You know why he sticks around? Because he gives a shit about Seth, and he cares about Sebastian even though he's never met him. He cares about Sebastian because he loves Seth. And it's hard when you meet Seth not to care for him, not to be his friend. You know, it's hard. You get down, you sit down, you talk to hindsight 2002. Absolutely. There are so many good people on here that are spreading the right message, that are really trying to keep facts, and not get into the weeds with misinformation and disinformation. It sucks that the information is leaning to a parent or two. Okay? It sucks. None of us want to be here and have to think that we most of us have great parents in this chat. And many of us, like me, have great parents that, you know, their lives happened with, right? It doesn't change the fact that you love them. It doesn't change the fact that you care. But when you have a family completely removed and no longer calling their son, but this boy and that boy, we have a little bit of problems with it when it comes to that, you know? And as human beings, as many of you guys are parents, you know, I couldn't, even my stepdaughter. Do you think I called her that girl or my stepdaughter? I want you guys to understand, my stepdaughter was grown. She called me mom and I called her my daughter. Okay? If we were out at the store, she wanted to holler something, you didn't hear her call me Andra or stepmom. She'd be like, "Hey, mom." Right? Because we care for our children. And yes, she is one of my children. I didn't give birth to her, but I married her dad and she was in my life along with my grandkids. And to this day, even though me and her daddy have not been married for quite some time, I'm a phone call away and I'd be there in an instant. And I guarantee you, she'll still tell you, you won't want me to call my mama. You know? So we love our children, and we definitely don't call, even when our children aren't our children and they're our stepchildren, that boy. Because let me tell you, the one thing I do have experience in is stepkids, right? And I loved my stepdaughter. Did we always have the best relationship? Of course not. I'm a step parent, right? She doesn't have to listen to me, right? But you blend well. You grow up, right? You find ways that work, and you live in coexistence. It's not your way, it's not their way. It's somewhere in the middle, right? So, and that's how we work. That's how we got through it. And I would never have referred to my stepdaughter as that girl ever in a million years. She was my daughter or she was DJ. That's it. All right, guys, I love you. God bless you. Have a great day. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Happy New Year. Happy hump day as you slide into this very short week, as we all love these very short weeks. But next week, we're going to have to get it back together, which sucks. So enjoy your light week this week as we approach the 2025 year. And again, keep all of the victims of crime top of mind, but moreover, the case we're covering, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This is Sebastian's year. Right here, 2025. This is going to be the year for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. We're bringing him home, and we're holding the SOBs accountable for his disappearance. God bless. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.